As pivotal a weekend as the league phase of the Indian Premier League 2017 will see. Saturday, everything to play for, all four teams very much within the competition. We start with match number 44 as we look ahead to it on ESPNcricinfo Match Day T20. It's Hyderabad and Pune. No team has beaten Hyderabad in their home turf at the Rajiv Gandhi Stadium. Pune looking to the double on Hyderabad after a thrilling win, last ball finish of MS Dhoni, and conflicting recent form for them. Hyderabad of a defeat to Delhi, Pune with a surprise win against Kolkata at Kolkata. Sean Tate and Akash Chopra, the usual and unusual combination to talk about it. Onus is on Pune bowlers to stop Hyderabad. That is match day match point number one. Gents, let's head it up with some numbers for you as to why this battle almost becomes the Pune bowling versus Hyderabad's batting. Now let's put our focus on Pune's bowlers. We're looking at team batting. Hyderabad have only lost the 41 wickets, Akash, an average of 43.58. It's amazing that they are so well and truly above everybody else, and yet at times we criticize Hyderabad's batting of being just a bit too slow. Let's just get your thoughts on Hyderabad's batting. They got 170 last game, which was chased easily. Do they need to rethink the way that they approach these crucial last few games? 45 seconds to you.
If they were to just look back at the game that they played against Pune last time around, they would know what to change, because in the first 10 overs they managed only 65 runs and then went on to score 100 plus in the back 10. All they need to do is just play the normal way. If David Warner comes out to bat and not his imposter, then you will find that they'll get off to a rollicking start. That's what he does every single time, and they'll be all right. It's surprisingly, I'm not worried about SRH's batting. I'm worried about their bowling actually.
We'll come to that in a bit, but are some of those Indian batsmen a little worried about losing their wicket? Lots to play for, other than just the team?
Some Indian batsmen you mentioned, right?
Any of them, yeah.
I think, see, once you have David Warner at the other end, if we talk about in specifics, we get to Shikhar Dhawan. I think he does start slowly, but that should not surprise anybody, because his career strike rate in the IPL over 10 season is 120. So why does it surprise if he goes at 120?
Okay.
So this is his natural game. Yuvraj Singh has eventually come to the party as well in the last game against DD. So it's looking all right currently. I think that important cog in their scheme of things is Kane Williams at number 3.
All right. Well, let's talk about Pune's bowlers who have the responsibility of bowling to David Warner and an in-form Kane Williamson. Sean, if we look at the numbers, an average of just under 30, an economy of 8.16, fifth lowest average for a bowling team this year, 61 wickets. It's been the story of a bowling team that's actually gotten better as the tournament's gone on, but not necessarily with someone who leads this bowling lineup. I don't know if you rate Ben Stokes as highly a bowler as some of the other guests we've had on our show, but just your thoughts on Pune's bowling, whether they match up what Hyderabad have in their top order. 45 seconds to you.
I think they do, and you're right, they've improved. There's no doubt about that. I do rate Stokes. He's handy, he bowls his change of pace, his cutters. He can get into the low to mid 140s, so he's got a bit of pace as well. But I mean, when you're going against a side that hasn't lost that many wickets like Hyderabad, you got Tahir, who's taken a lot of wickets. So he's going to be the main man for Pune for sure. The other guys around him, Unadkat, Christian, Stokes, they complement him pretty well. So I think it's a really good matchup. I think last time they played, they held the top order pretty tightly. Washington didn't go for many boundaries. Christian didn't go. I think he went for one boundary. So that's the aim of the game for the bowlers.
Not bad. You're almost at 45. You've improved. Thank you, Sean Tate. Let's keep the conversation going and move it forward. Talk more about Pune's bowlers as we enter match day match point number 2, and we speak of Jaydev Unadkat, who, if anything, has been the unsung sort of leader or hero of this Pune bowling lineup. Played regularly. Shardul Thakur's been out for a game or two in the middle. Ben Stokes has been out as well. Unadkat's been steadying this ship consistently. It's also been a game on the rise for him. Look at the numbers for Jaydev Unadkat, who's a bit of a character. If you ask any of the bowlers or cricketers that have faced him or played with him, 9 wickets, gents, at an economy of 8.5. He's got the highest number of wickets in the death overs. I'll come to Sean Tate first, because Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Jasprit Bumrah, we've spoken to death about Sean. Unadkat, on face value, doesn't look like he's got the skills those two have. Yet something about him seems to be working. Can you tell me what? 45 seconds.
What face value is that? Because he looks strange or not? No. I love this man. He's probably my favourite player in the IPL, Unadkat. I spent a little bit of time with him.
Say that again. Sorry. Just say that again.
I like this man.
No, he's your favourite player in the...
I honestly think he's my favourite player in the IPL. I really like him. I spent a little bit of time with him in Kolkata last year. He goes about his business quietly, but he works really hard. He's always in the nets trying to improve his game. I think it's paid off because he's improved. I mean, this tournament, as it's gone on, he's gotten better. That's for sure. This is a big test for him though. He's playing against David Warner and co. Probably one of the best batting lineups in the competition. But he did get David Warner last time. He got him out with he bowled him and he gave him a nice little stare as Warner walked off as well, just to say, I'm here, buddy.
His favourite player, Sean Tate. You could see the delight, the fanboy in Sean Tate talking about Jaydev Unadkat. That's a line I didn't think I'd ever say. Let's take a look at some more numbers regarding bowling at the death. And the Pune bowlers, how do they stack up from the first 4 games as against the last 7? Akash, this is the improvement that we've touched upon a little earlier. 12.85 the average. Economy significantly lower. 21 wickets. They found a couple of regulars. Maybe that's helped. But your thoughts on Pune as a bowling combination towards the death and why they've been effective? 45 seconds.
It is working finally. Personally, I thought that their bowling was fairly thin at the start of the tournament. I still think that they aren't the best bowling side. It's just that they've started working out the combinations well. Pitches are now getting slower, and therefore Unadkat's slower one is becoming quite a force because the ball is sticking in the surface and turning a little bit. And left, we've always said, is right when we talk about T20 cricket. Ben Stokes is also bowling the 19th over, the most critical over in a T20 game. So he bowls that over economically. Then Unadkat finishes it off nicely. Shardul Thakur is bowling all right. I'm still surprised that Dan Christian is bowling as well as he actually is. But then it's working.
Are the Australians surprised that Dan Christian's bowling as well as he is?
Well, I played with him in the Big Bash this year. He came and took a 5 for. He bowled really well. His batting actually lacked in the Big Bash. So maybe it's improved. Maybe his bowling's improved.
No, it certainly helped Pune's cause as far as the numbers go. So it should be a fascinating contest. Pune's bowlers against Hyderabad's batsmen. Let's move to match day match point number 3. We're discussing the playing 11s and getting the right combination important. So let's take Hyderabad first, and they have come off the back of a slight bump, a speed breaker or a hiccup, if you want to call it that, against Delhi Daredevils at Delhi. Let's see if Akash Chopra has made any changes to his team. Bipul Sharma has found a place there. I think they played Deepak Hooda in the last game. So that's one change you'd like to make. Ashish Nehra straight back in. You've had enough of Siddharth Kaul and you've preferred Mohammad Siraj to him. Akash, thoughts on that team? 45 seconds to you.
Personally, I feel that for the first time I'm actually tilting in the on the side where SRH is not considered as one of the better bowling units.
Okay.
Because there's no Fizz. There was no Nehra. If both of them are taken away, then Siddharth Kaul and Mohammad Siraj, 2 young fast bowlers, are doing the job. But personally, I feel that they do need some amount of backup. Therefore, I've got Bipul Sharma in as well. Get a left-hand spinner, just turn the ball away from the right-handers. And Ashish Nehra, if he's available, he walks into the side for sure. They need to win. If they lose one more, they'll be sweating a bit. So I think just get that right combination going.
Fair to say that 185 with last year's bowling attack, Hyderabad you would have put your money or your house on Hyderabad to defend it?
100%. Yeah. Without a doubt. It's not the same bowling unit, we all know that.
Okay, so questions for Hyderabad. Let's see if they fix it in this big game against Pune. What about Pune's 11? Well, Sean Tate does the job for us. He picks his favourite player in the IPL, Jaydev Unadkat. Along with that, he's made no changes as I can look at that squad. So, yeah, that's probably the batting order with Manoj Tiwari ahead of MS Dhoni. Sean, you could tell me about that and the rest of your team. 45 seconds to you, mate.
Yeah, well, that's unchanged from the last game. And Steve Smith was pretty serious about saying that. They asked him about the change of the team. He said no, and that was it. So he's not a guy that likes to change a winning combination, Steve Smith. I know they've got a bit of time off after this match. They got 5 or 6 days in between games. I think the next one's up in Delhi. So there's no need to give anyone a rest. They've got no express bowlers that need to be put on ice, apart from Unadkat. As express. So, but yeah, I think they're on a bit of a roll now. So why change a good thing? All
right, quick predictions since you've got plenty of time to spare. So I'll ask you for predictions. This is the early game. So your thoughts, Akash? Sunrisers or Pune? It's a tricky one to predict.
Sunrise, Hyderabad.
Really? Okay.
Yes. Playing at home, they've been outstanding.
All right, Sean.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. I think Sunrisers, Unadkat man of the match.
Sean Tate, Akash Chopra, thank you very much. It's the early game on Saturday. It's so much to play for when Hyderabad and Pune clash at the Rajiv Gandhi Stadium. Well, let's talk about that second game now on Saturday. Delhi. 3 wins in 3 games rather in 6 days for you. 2 cracking chases at the Kotla. That's where Mumbai comes. So arguably, it's the toughest challenge for Delhi Daredevils at their home ground, and they have to keep winning. Now, they've got a little bit of breathing space, but let's not get into what happens if Delhi lose. They could still qualify, other results, all that. They need to keep winning. So do Mumbai. Let's enter match day match point number 1 before I get the thoughts of Akash Chopra and Sean Tate. We're talking about the keys to success for Mumbai. And let's take a look and break down the season that Rohit Sharma's team have had. Surprisingly, they started well this season. It's not something they're known to do in the IPL. Let's have a look at some of the numbers, or rather the key facts of their batting. Nitish Rana and the two Pandyas playing a different role. Nitish Rana suddenly has assumed the role of number 3, Akash, and the Pandyas finishing things off. Extraordinary averages helped by a few not outs. Good strike rate for where they bat. Let's just get your thoughts. Surprisingly for Mumbai and all their star power, this seems to be their success has been banked on 3 Indian players. Off you go.
I think this is the true arrival of the Indian Premier League and not just the Mumbai Indians, because we are seeing now the lesser known Indian players coming to the fore and taking center stage. Same thing happened with the Mumbai Indians, and it happened because they empowered these cricketers. Nitish Rana was allowed to bat at number 3. Krunal Pandya bats at number 5. Hardik Pandya I still feel can be used a bit more with the bat. It's not happening so far, but just consider this. Nitish Rana bats at 3, and the way he's batting, he's keeping the best player in the side at number 4. Even though he may just want to bat at 3, but it's not happening because Nitish Rana has been ever so good.
And in a way, even though Rohit Sharma might want to bat, that just strengthens 4, 5, 6 even more, doesn't it? Rohit plays more till the end.
That's true, but it cuts both ways. If you have somebody like Rohit Sharma in the side, you want to give him more deliveries to bat, which is not happening because he's batting at number 4. He does finish games. He is still in a decent form. It's just that form is not being utilized as much. But that's the other side of the bargain. If you want to empower someone, if he does well, you've got to pay the price.
Well, they're going to stick with what's worked for them this season against Delhi. So that's Mumbai 4. You can back on Mumbai to stick with what's worked, unlike Delhi. But we'll talk about Delhi in a little while. First, let's talk about Mumbai's bowling. We're continuing to talk about what's been the reason for their success. In Sean Tate, we look at the numbers of Mitchell McClanahan, Jasprit Bumrah and Harbhajan Singh. McClanahan has actually gone a bit more expensive than other years where he's been excellent at times, miserly. This year, economy of over 9, but an average of 24, gets wickets. 15 wickets for him, the most by a Mumbai bowler. Jasprit Bumrah has been fantastic. I'd love to know your thoughts on Bumrah. Again, an orthodox sort of slingy action. Yours was more orthodox when I look at Bumrah. And Harbhajan Singh going at an economy of under 6. So just your thoughts on the bowling arsenal that Mumbai have had, and these 3 in particular. 45 seconds.
Well, they've got a bit of a luxury there. They've got McClanahan who opens up and bowls really well at the top. I mean, he bowls, this tournament's bowled well the whole way through, but they've got the opening bowler, and then they've got Bumrah, who's probably the best death bowler in the competition, I think, this year. Wow. So that's not a bad luxury to have. It's a good start when you've got 2 guys who are at the top of their game at the top and the death. Then you've got Harbhajan, who's still in the wings a little bit. He's played a couple of games. His experience coming in, especially against a young Delhi batting lineup, if he gets a game, could prove to be vital. So, I mean, yeah, they've been good the whole way through. And if someone doesn't step up for Mumbai, if someone doesn't perform, there's always someone else to put a hand up.
Yeah.
So they've got a good even keel of performance throughout the list.
Harbhajan important for this Delhi fixture, the way the Delhi's young batsmen and from Pant in particular?
I think so. You got Pant the left-hander, Anderson the left-hander who gives it a whack. So having Harbhajan there, just his presence, I think, as well with the young, Samson, the younger guys. Now the captain, just his presence could be a bit intimidating for some of these guys. So yeah, he hopefully he gets picked. Yeah.
Well, let's hope he stays fit. Karan Sharma had been brought in for the last game against Bangalore, but if he's fit, you'd think Harbhajan should walk into this Mumbai team. Let's move now to our next match point, and it's time to talk about the void that Chris Morris will leave behind. Now, it's an interesting story, this. South African players are all set to return on international duty. I think they're available for this fixture. Delhi decided not to play Morris in their last game against Gujarat. There was no reason regarding injury given by Karun Nair. It simply looked like a replacement or a choice, or Pat Cummins coming in for him. So we might think that they don't want to play the players that will be leaving for South Africa. The funny part is, so does Rabada. So we don't know what's going on in Delhi, but let's have a look at some numbers and put out the story for Christopher Morris. He's been great whenever he's been used, and maybe he's not been used enough with the bat. The strike rate is still excellent at over 200, and if you look at him with the ball, an average of 14 and 7 wickets. So they are going to lose something big. The way squads plan when they know international commitments are coming up, they plan for situations like this. What do you make of the Chris Morris situation with Delhi, Akash? 45 seconds.
I think if he's available, he should be playing because he is the best all-rounder in the tournament, along with Ben Stokes. Ben Stokes is perhaps the batting all-rounder, and Morris is your bowling all-rounder. So if he's available, he's a match winner. You play him, you make him bat higher in the order. You get the overs in as well. I think in the last couple of games that he's not picked up the wickets. Therefore, Delhi might just be tempted. Okay, fine. If he's going away, let's try something else. But personally, I feel if he's there, he must play. okay. And even when he goes, it's okay. If you lose now, your campaign is almost derailed. So might as well keep it on the track as long as you have your the services of one of the best players available.
Okay, plenty of options for Delhi. Chris Morris, what do they lose out? Plenty of time for us, but we're going to move on and quickly talk about Chris Morris and a little more. Let's just show you some more numbers when it comes to who are the options and how they could play out. Now, in the absence of Chris Morris, Sean, Corey Anderson's assumed the role of someone who should be till the end and finish games off. Carlos Brathwaite's just gone off the boil after being exposed to spin early in the tournament. That could be one reason they're not playing him. And Angelo Matthews has been in and out of this team, so I just wonder what you make of it. They also threw in Marlon Samuels, who didn't get a bat in the last game. I just want your thoughts on whether Morris stays until he's officially out of the tournament, or would you like to play around with the options that they have? Your thoughts?
It's hard to leave a guy like that out, as Akash was saying. You know, he's been probably the best all-round in the tournament, so it's very difficult. But if you are going to do that, or when he leaves, they have got options. You know, I mean, they've got Paddy Cummins who can bat at the death. Like in the Big Bash this year, he gave the ball, he hit the ball to all parts of the ground at the death, so he can actually do it. We just haven't seen it yet this tournament. But you know, they've got Brathwaite. I know he struggled with spin, but he can hit a big ball. He can bowl. Matthews can bat and bowl. So it's not dire straits. They do have options, and the way these guys played the other night, they might even have to worry about the death batting.
Yeah.
So you know, so hopefully that works that way for them.
Okay, well, let's quickly move on and talk about the playing combinations in more in detail. Let's look at the playing 11 that Akash and Sean have gone for in this game. Again, so much to play for. Mumbai are table toppers. They're looking to put some more distance between them and the rest of the league to ensure that they don't slip up last few games. Sean Tate has picked the Mumbai team, so it should be fairly straightforward. We've given him a nice easy team to pick after giving him Bangalore previously. Sean, I see Harbhajan Singh walks into that team in the event of him being fit. Karan Sharma would therefore miss out. No other changes, and I guess there'd be no reason to make them. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously, probably the better team in the tournament at the moment. But I was tempted to have a look at Johnson. But then you've got McClanahan, then you've got Malinga, the right armour. If Harbhajan plays, he's got that to the left hand, Pant and Anderson. Then you've got Krunal going that way. So it's a great mix for Mumbai. They've got pretty much all their bases covered there. So yeah, not too many changes at all.
Yeah, simple as that.
For example, if Morris is going in, then so is Butler.
So Butler's been made available. He's been made available for
till the 14th, but not for the playoffs.
There is this open-ended.
Oh, okay, all right. Then there's something that I don't know.
Mumbai have kept Butler. Well, Mumbai are amazing. Mumbai have all the corners covered.
That's the key to their success. They make players stay. That's it.
What makes players stay, Sean Tate, I wonder?
Mumbai's a nice town, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very nice town.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Delhi's team. What does Akash Chopra make of it when he picks the 11 for the Daredevils? They made 3 changes, surprisingly, last time. Shahbaz Nadeem stays in that team for you, Akash. Marlon Samuel stays in that team, so there's no room for a return for Carlos Brathwaite or Angelo Matthews. So you've essentially gone with the same team, assuming, of course, that Zaid Khan would continue to sit out. Your thoughts on that team?
See, once again, you don't have to change too many things, but I thought it's criminal to leave Morris out, so you obviously have to bring him back. Other than that, Shahbaz Nadeem didn't have a great day the other night, but then no bowler actually had a good day on that perfect batting surface. So Nadeem must be backed. You've got Mishra, who would eventually come to the fore as well. He's had a rather lean IPL so far. And the rest remain the same. Pant now is batting at the number that he should have batted the entire IPL. But now that they've figured out that 3 is his spot, I think that's best for him. I would also want actually Iyer to open in place of Karun Nair. Just a slight shuffle in the batting order, because Nair is not firing at all. Might as well have Nair up and then just leave Nair as a floater. And if needed, use him.
All right, thank you very much, Akash Chopra. Sean Tate, get your thoughts as this important weekend and all the games after that come our way. You can catch our live show with all the chit-chat around the IPL. It enters a fascinating stage now towards the end for the group stage, 7:30 p.m. India time on the site, as well as our Facebook page, where we're also live mid-innings of the late game of the 8 p.m. game, only for our Facebook viewers to send your questions and comments to our panel. If you're catching our content on YouTube, why don't you subscribe to our channel as well? Enjoy the action over the weekend. We hope to have your company for all the analysis around the same.